Robin.
Jack with the Inwits.
Oh, that was good. That was a good start.
It was an exciting episode.
We were completely wrong with last week's episode. It was episode 7. We said it was episode 8. This week is episode 8.
No, but they had the double.
You count them as 2 episodes. I never do.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. It's 2 episodes stuck together.
It's 1 episode of us.
I know, and that's why we're 1 behind.
Okay.
So it'll be episode 8 of us, probably episode 9 of them.
Okay, confuse me. But that's fine. Let's move on, because that was we've got a hell of a show.
That's not too hard to do.
No, it isn't. It isn't. I live my life in a state of confusion. Right. But what an episode. What a very crazy, exciting. Bizarre...
I got to start off with, and I'm going to get your take on this. I think it was a really crafty edit.
Okay.
For the end result, right? For nothing to have been like, and I've got the voting results here, right? Which are insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, isn't it just everyone bar?
There's only 2 people that weren't in.
Aurora. And who was voted?
And Julia.
Julia. Like, what is Aurora? What is going on with Aurora's head?
Aurora's a passenger. Oh. That's all I can say. But what I mean is, like, when you look at the results, right? There's no way that was worked out in the tribal. Okay, I reckon that it's been a crafty edit. I think there was a lot.
That's in tribal.
No, because that tribal took up 23 minutes of the.
I know.
Episode,
I looked at the episode. Right? I'm like, hang on a second. We're 12 minutes in and having an immunity challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, wait a second.
What's going on?
Like, are we getting a ridiculous amount of strategy, or is there some double vote out? I was like, what's gonna happen in this episode?
And I think they've deliberately left out some of the plotting before the tribal. Which is, I don't have a big problem with, but I prefer to have seen it, right?
Okay.
But,
I just think we saw a 23-minute tribal. We all know tribals go for longer and they cut it down. So imagine that one.
I know. Look, that would have been insane, but,
Yeah.
And you can see the reaction of Aubrey to some of the stuff that's going on.
I just don't think...
I think that was spliced in. I think she's reacting to stuff that wasn't actually shown.
Yeah, of course. But I just don't think that amount of chaos... If it was already pre-planned, that amount of chaos would be irrelevant.
I don't think so. I think it was more about, like, one of the interesting things. That's what I mean. I'm wondering, right? I'm not actually sure, right? But how do you pull 9 people together in that craziness?
Oh, I feel like that's easy because you've got someone who's really ruining everyone's plan. We were going to do this, and you said this, and you've killed it, and now it's out in the open.
This is the thing. Maybe we should start.
God, we are going to the end here, haven't we? But
should we keep that? Well,
here's the thing. Like, there are things I want to tap into before this amazing trial. Like, not amazing, just ridiculous tribal.
Just for the last point on this before we get back to Wardog said to Ron, "Let's vote Aurora," and to Julie, right? And I forget who else was sitting in front, right? He wasn't saying Julia.
No.
So those 4 or 5 over there were like, okay, Aurora, right?
Yeah, but in that discussion, I reckon it would have all come out.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. There were lots of names being thrown out. And you know as well as I do, when things go into confusion mode like this, right? It's usually lots of names end up on the voting cards, not one. No,
but it could be one or the other. It could be a lot of names, or it could be, let's all just, the safe vote is this.
No, but that's the problem I've got with all of them being on it is this. How would Julia not know? In that chaos, right?
Yeah.
How would she not know they're all talking about me? They're there. They're talking about it.
Yeah.
She can hear them.
She can hear.
Right? And this is why I've got the problem, because she's sitting there like,
what can I do?
Or no, she's basically saying let's stick to the plan or something, like that. Aurora's saying Aurora. The only person who talked to Aurora during the whole thing was Callie, and that was for about 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else didn't. Well, from what we saw, anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, let's start from the top.
Because we're obviously gonna come back to that. It was a major point of. It was most of the episode.
Exactly, it was half the episode. Over half.
So, I want to tap into Extinction. Do you want to go anywhere before then? I think we start in Extinction anyway.
Look, yeah.
And we start with Eric going to
actually, it all happens before. There's only a couple of things really going.
There's Extinction.
Right?
Yeah. I just want to tap into
I can start with Extinction, and we'll do the rest.
Cool. So what I want to say about Extinction is we get Eric. Yeah. Right? Eric comes across, and Eric's like, "Oh, this is really, really hard. This is really, really hard." And we all know how much I love Joe. Anyone who's a challenge beast, I'm always a bit of a sucker for. I love a Joe. But what does Joe do here in this situation? You're still playing the game.
No, they're not. And that's the
This is the problem. You've got someone who is kind of wavering, going, I don't know if I want to pull that flag or not. Yeah, no.
No.
Just say how weak you're feeling, and we all want to do it. You can manipulate him to potentially quit the game.
God, I would so love a burger right now.
Yeah,
Just say that, the other person's going to feel it even more.
Yeah, just keep making everyone feel shit. Like,
get them out of there.
Like, Extinction Island is a fascinating thing that we're watching.
Oh, what I did love is, you know, that before, in that little, thingo, Aubrey was like, "No, I'm staying." She was just like that. "No, I'm staying." Right? Boom. She didn't try to encourage him or anything. She was just like, "No, I'm staying," and that was it.
Yeah, but she's not playing any games with anyone there. She's playing for herself. She's playing with, which is
that's
great.
what I mean.
But when you get someone like this who is kind of like, "Fuck, it's tough out here, and there's nothing to do. I'm not sure." Use that, manipulate it, and Extinction Island could become this really fun place where you're trying to make people quit.
Absolutely, why not?
I'm like, Joe, you've got an opportunity. Don't try and bring his spirits up. Don't try and say, we got to get through this. No. If this guy wants to quit, let him quit. It's one less challenge you have to face.
And actually, Joe, he's your biggest challenger, probably.
Yeah, he's one of your biggest. He's coming onto Extinction the latest so far, relative. So one of the strongest coming in later.
So and he organised your boot. So why are you trying to encourage
organising the boot. I'm irrelevant. Yeah, that's irrelevant to me. I just feel like you have an opportunity to start to manipulate people, and the game's still going, whether you're on Extinction or not. You're not just waiting to come back into the game or waiting for those bottles to come to win your
one chance.
Yeah, to win your advantage or disadvantage to pass on to someone. Yeah. That's not what this is about. Yes, that's there, but use that to get the psychological warfare happening.
Absolutely.
And starting to manipulate,
undermine them,
make them feel like quitting's possibly a good option. Even if you go and stand at the flag for 3 hours of the day and just look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just get in people's heads. Like, you don't want to quit, but if you can start to make other people think that they want to quit, great. You want to break them. Whether they stay or don't stay, you just want to break them so they're weak and coming back.
Even if you don't break them, even if they don't leave, you want them in a despondent situation where they're like when they get to the challenge, it's like, oh, I've got to do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of mean. Like, whether you break them to leave or not, you just want to start making them feel
less at home. It's all a hassle. Everything's a drag. Getting up in the morning's a drag. Everything. Now we have to do this. Joe could have sat there and said, "Wow, you think this is tough? Like,
try living with Reem for 3 or 5 days.
No, all he has to do
You're going to have to deal with that now."
Well, no. All he had to do was say, "Wow, you think this is tough? Imagine what it's going to be like in another 5 days when we have to do the next challenge."
Yeah, where are we going to get our energy
Where are we going to get our energy?
We get nothing. Yeah.
To really get into his head and say, when the challenge comes, get him into the point where he's like thinking about, I am going to be really exhausted when the challenge comes.
And then it's like, is it even worth it for that one chance?
Exactly.
I mean, we're wasting time. Like, we could just be, we were voted out anyway.
You want something, you don't want this guy bouncing around your beach. You want him sitting, you want him lying down and wondering why he's there.
Yeah.
Don't give him 5 days. Exactly. Just drain
that was, I'm like, come on, Joe. Yeah. Come on. Don't give other people hope. Take their hope away. You're not going to,
Absolutely.
Someone like Aubrey is, like, her resolve is strong. She's not going anywhere.
She ain't going anywhere.
But when you get someone who's a little bit, oh, God, this is not what I expected. Because let's face it.
Look, the one good thing about this is, Reem is a constant drain on them.
Yeah, well, this is why Reem was voted out first. Like, I mean, this is why I was having this discussion with the mates. Like, the only downside with something like Extinction Island is, like, she's been there forever.
Yeah.
But she was voted out first for a reason. And she's still bitter with everyone.
Absolutely.
And you know what? She's gone this far. There's no way she's going to quit now.
No, of course not.
So she's in it for the long haul. She's never going to make it through.
No, never.
But even
if she made it back in, she's out.
Yeah, but I can't see Reem getting back in.
No, what I mean is, even if she got back in, who's she going to hook up with?
Yeah, she's just
going to be somebody else's vote for the rest of the game, regardless.
I guess and this is, someone like an Eric coming in and feeling.
Well, Eric's got an instant connect. He's got Ron, he's got Julie, right?
Yeah.
If he came back into the game, that would re-energize Ron and Julie's game.
It's fascinating because, like, all these people are coming onto Extinction. And they're still not playing the game. Like, there is not, like, we know we've got an Aubrey who can play. We've got a Joe who's physical. We've got a Dave who can.
But Aubrey understands what is going on in Extinction.
Yeah,
and that's why you notice she just said, "No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about it.
I don't need to. No, I'm not going home, right?" And that's all she said. It was basically saying, "I'm good. it's on you.
Yeah, that's on you. Yeah,
That's on you.
If you
You
feel
do what-
shit,
yeah.
go whatever.
Do whatever.
Whereas, and then Joe started to bring him back up, and I'm like,
Exactly.
Joe, push him back down. Shove that
Exactly.
face in the dirt. Make him quit. Make him
That's
pull
it.
that flag.
That's right, exactly.
Like that's what I'd be doing. If
Yeah.
someone, that's it. Yeah, you can do an Aubrey and go, yeah, whatever. I'm good here. Or you can start to really pick at their weakness.
Pick at them.
And just,
Absolutely. Well, this is what
you
the
know.
game's about: finding it, psychological weaknesses.
Yeah,
and trying to
and
exploit
it's this place is there, but we've got unfortunately, we have I believe, a pretty mellow cast of newbies. They are.
No, the problem here is, I think,
I don't think they're great.
Karma. No. I think the real problem here is, and it goes back to the start. So, Karma didn't go to tribal till merge.
Yeah, correct.
This is where all the problems are coming from.
Yeah, and you say this constantly, like, and Aubrey said it. I want to get to tribal because you learn where everyone stands.
Exactly.
You can start to learn how the game's played because the game isn't played in what was it, Karma La La Land or whatever it was.
Karma, Kumbaya Karma, or whatever it is.
Kumbaya Survivor.
Survivor, right?
It's not played like
that's
that.
That's not Survivor. Kumbaya, you know, everybody being happy together and working together. That's not Survivor.
Whereas you do see, and your Neil Wardog Neil. He's fighting.
I'm happy to climb Wardog.
You're happy to call? I'm still. He's
no,
the
well,
worst
did you
at
see,
challenges.
Did
He
you
was
see
the first
him in
out
the
again.
challenge?
Yeah, of course I saw him in the challenge. I'm like, oh, here we go. Bloody Neil's falling
right?
first.
And then Dave, Dave lasts to the end. I'm like, Dave, Neil. Dave Wardog. You know, what's going on?
But someone like you got a Wardog. I mean, Lauren's kind of quiet, but I believe Lauren is playing a decent game for where she's.
Yeah, but Julia made a really funny comment during the challenge, right? Oh, sorry, Gavin did, right? He's like, oh, Lauren's a challenge beast. I'm like, she hasn't won one.
She hasn't. She actually passed out.
In one, right? I'm like, what's this challenge beast? Where's that coming from?
She's fit and she's strong, and I get that. But she's not strong enough. Yeah, she's not. Yeah, the challenge beast is someone's winning back to back. No one's.
Yeah, and then he goes on after he says that. Then he goes on later in the episode. Oh, Dave's a challenge beast because he's always top four. And my top fours are not like top two.
Yeah, it's just. I guess it's just his way of trying to.
I know, deflect.
Deflect and push them, push the people he wants out.
But what I mean is, like, top four the difference between top four and winning could be like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Of doing the challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So.
But look, I think your Manu split up into. Well, they're now calling them, what was their Lesu. So they're not even Manu anymore. They're actually Lesu.
That's right.
Because they all moved and they went to Lesu. Yeah. And unfortunately, they don't really have the numbers to play strategically as.
They do,
but they are.
They're
doing a great job. But because it's just because you're right. This group of Karma never went to tribal because of Joe being so solid. Like Joe, the stats of Joe's never gone to tribal before merge.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, really? Is that the
that's
stat?
his stats.
Wow.
He's never been to tribal before merge.
Well, in that case, I never knew that stat. But if you think about it, I think that may actually be a problem in Joe's game.
Yeah.
He's got to actually, if he ever comes back again, maybe he's got to learn to back off and go to tribal before merge because that's where you can really learn to play the game. Yeah, because
it's great to be physically that dominating. And because I was watching, my bloody mate has got me hooked on these Survivor snippets. So I'm watching old episodes of Survivors, but I'm also watching Survivor snippets, and I watch the top 5 competitive males. Joe's number 1, Aussie's number 4.
How's Aussie number 4?
Because they didn't include the redemption. They didn't include the redemptions, and Aussie has Aussie's definitely last season where Ty out did him pretty early on, and in his second season, he lost both them. He didn't win any immunity challenges there.
Oh, okay, right.
So there's a couple if you add his redemption island,
second?
Malcolm didn't even rank.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, Malcolm, and I'm like, and Malcolm's not even the list of top 100. I'm like, where's Malcolm?
Top 100.
Because I even said it last week or the week before. Yeah. Malcolm and Joe are the same person to me.
That's right. Well,
they're not the same, but God, they're bloody similar.
Yeah.
They look the same. They've got their man bun. They're very, very similar.
Who was second?
Second was a guy. Oh shit, I forget his name. But he was an underdog. He's actually been in a fairly recent season. I want to say Brett, but I don't think it is Brett. But Bob was 3. If you remember Bob with the bow tie, the old Bob guy. Yeah. He was number 3 above Aussie.
What was Rudy 4?
No. But that's a side topic.
Okay, yeah, it is.
But yeah, you're right. Not going to tribal is making these karma people hopeless.
Look, let's put it this way.
They have no clue.
They have no clue. Even after 2 tribals, though, look at them. They're still spilling their guts in tribal.
Yeah.
Lesu had no trouble figuring out what was going on in that tribal.
Well, also.
What I mean is Dave and Kelly and Wardog, right, could sit there and listen to what they were saying and go, oh, okay, that's what's going on.
But let's step that back before they even get to tribal.
Yeah.
Dave and Kelly, seasoned players.
I know.
Known for being on the bottom and strategically minded. Strong players. Both sat around before tribal and went, this isn't good.
Yeah, I know. Look, I have a theory here, and I think the returnees are being edited.
Well, everyone is. It's 24. It's hard to I'm trying.
That's what I mean. I don't think we're really seeing the full, because we know Dave plays better than this from what we've seen. Right?
I think Dave
Kelly plays better than this.
I think
because Gavin said a really interesting thing in his one-on-one the camera, right? I don't want Kelly to go home because we've gone close, and I was sitting there going, what?
When?
Where's the footage?
When? Yeah.
So we're not seeing, because I was blaming Kelly's social game. I'm saying Kelly's not really talking to anybody. She's talking to Wardog, but he's talking to everybody else. What's going? I don't think we're seeing it.
No, we're not. Well, this is I was going to.
And Dave too, right? I think is talking to other people. We're not seeing it.
And yeah, of course we're not seeing that. But I was like, early on, I'm not going to pull. I'm going to stick to my guns and think they were playing pretty poorly. Dave focusing on Kelly.
But on the other hand, this is really, they're still there.
Yeah.
After all this,
100%.
After all this, they're doing something wrong.
However, now I'm seeing Kelly. If tribal didn't go, I believe. I know you think otherwise, but I believe if tribal didn't happen like it did, Kelly, Dave both would have played their idol. Both. They both would have for safety.
Hang on.
Because of what they read in that camp situation.
Hang on, wait. Dave, after all the chaos, right? Dave played his idol. Right?
Yeah, Dave did for safety.
Okay, right. But Kelly didn't, right? But did you? This is a really interesting part. I don't know if you noticed, but when they were doing their running around,
yeah,
Kelly and Rick, right, were fist bumping.
Okay.
Like boom, right? Remember last episode, Rick wanted to get rid of Kelly and all the rest of the Lesu, right?
Mm.
Now all of a sudden he's fist bumping Kelly. I'm like, no, Rick is a man who's run by emotions. We've seen that, right? For him to fist bump Kelly, that means he's actually in with them.
Yeah, I know. I think it's more. I don't think it's that. I think it's like Rick. I love Rick. I love Rick because here's the funny thing. Rick had a shocker last week.
Oh,
an
terrible.
absolute shocker.
Terrible. Detonated.
To flip it over and to have the actual just straight up balls. Balls probably the wrong word, but just straight up confidence to be like, how about this? There's 7 of us. Yeah. We don't know what's going on. Yeah. Let's just vote out them. No one's done that before.
I know.
No one's gone, look, they're playing this game. You two are on the outs. And Ron's had this massive fall from grace. How pathetic is that? I was in control, and now I'm not.
No. The worst one for that was Julie. She was crying about it. She's like, last week I was like, Lisa, it's on top, and now I'm on the bottom, no one will help me.
I know.
I was like, you're on top, suck it up.
But both of them went into this kind of pathetic mode.
Yeah, like Ron, just as long as it's not me.
Yeah, just as long as well, what happened? And Ron said, I was trying to control the votes now, but I realised that didn't work for me, so whatever you want, I'll do whatever you want. You know what this
I was being strategic, but now I'm not. I'm just the passenger.
I personally believe that was all worked out then. I just think the difference
between... it's a hell of a workout.
Well, it would have been like a 3-hour tribal. That would have been a 3-hour tribal. But I believe the difference in a Dave and a Kelly's on the bottom, has been used to being on the bottom, has played many idols in her history. So she's got, I feel her spidey sense, as Dave calls it, and her gut feeling, as she calls it, is more in tune with when I should and shouldn't play an idol.
Look, I agree. Sorry, no, I'm not saying no about that. But what I'm saying is I think Dave and Kelly are playing a more social game. We're just not seeing it.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with that.
And that's where they're getting their information.
I just believe...
Did you see the part, though, where Dave comes over to Kelly and goes, who was it tonight? And she goes, it was you.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was really good that Kelly said that.
Oh, yeah, great.
Right? She didn't try to dissemble or anything because I think Dave would have known.
I would have loved Dave to also follow up with, we were told it was you.
I would have loved that too as well. But
we might not have seen any edit.
But I like it because they're saying again on the page that these guys are playing them. Right? Yeah. Like, you know, maybe that's why Julia's name came up in there because Dave and Kelly and Wardog and they've seen, hang on, these three are trying to play us. Who's the ringleader? Julia. Yeah. Let's get Julia.
Well, Julia's not the ringleader.
No, but she's the one that looked like, because she was the one talking.
Julie's the idiot with the big mouth.
Exactly, that's what I mean. She looks like the ringleader.
She just looks like the scapegoat to me.
Notice Victoria and Gavin, who are actually the drivers of that threesome, right? Mm-hmm. They're the ones that don't say anything.
Yeah, of course.
Right, so Julia is the one that looks like the vocal part of that three.
For the three of them to shut up and vote her out is another moment when, remember, Dave also, I can't get my plan to work.
Exactly, yeah.
I will do this and no one will know. And those three, that was subtle from them. They're not amazing players, but they're
Gavin and Victoria, I don't know, from what we've seen, they're sharp and they voted with the group.
Yeah, they're in the mix of always being around with knowing where the vote's going to go, but also not being the Ron and Eric or the Julia. Exactly. They're not putting themselves at the top.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, look, from Gavin's point of view, if what he said in his one-on-one on camera, I have no reason to doubt it. He said, I like Kelly, I want to keep her around, right? Yeah. He would have been quite happy to get rid of Julia instead of Kelly, I think. Yeah, when the vote switched, he would have been...
And it's also like Julia becomes a liability to you because now we had a plan. If that was what the plan was, we had it, you destroyed the plan, and you did something similar last week. You say too much. Yeah. You deserve to go.
Well, the other thing is, I want to talk about was, Aurora really kicked all this off by, according to Julia, right, telling them the plan. Remember, it was Julia who said, shut up, don't say anything. You're telling them the plan.
You shut up. Shut up, Julia.
But that's when Dave and Kelly looked at each other and went, what? What's going on? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's when it all fell apart. When after Aurora finished speaking, everything went...
Aurora's hopeless.
I know. Just hopeless.
In the sense that Aurora was on the very bottom, had a chance to make a move and play for herself.
Exactly.
And she legitimately said, I'm just going to go where the numbers are. You know you're on the bottom. You actively choose to sit on the bottom and are happy with that.
But look, the other thing is, if for 2 votes, you are going to go with the numbers and you end up voting with the minority, figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Both your time, both votes got to be the numbers. I'm voting for the numbers.
And you're not.
And you still somehow miss it. You're like, the numbers are over here, love.
That's right. Like
what are you doing?
The bullseye's this big.
Yeah. Right, where are you throwing it? And she is really bad.
It is incredible. I don't know if she's putting herself out when she's in the camp or something, out of talking.
Well, we do know she probably does rub people the wrong way when Lauren had passed out and Aurora started saying all that stuff about
Victoria, I need this.
Yeah, and they're like, Aurora, there's a girl who's on the ground surrounded by medical. The medical's rubbing up the
clear.
What is that? The defibrillator. You're getting the defibs out and you're worried about staying on. Like, sometimes the game can stop, and it was just...
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
that was the wrong... Like Victoria said, this isn't the time to do this, and good on her for saying it, Like, she wasn't giving up, but she was at least saying,
It's like Aurora's just got no social awareness.
At all.
And no game awareness. 0 game awareness. I haven't seen someone with that little game awareness for... who was it? Was it one of the girls from the... Was it one of the girls from the Australian...
Survivor,
they were always 2 or 3 seasons ago, who was just laying on the beach while everything was happening.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how poor Aurora seems to be playing right now.
I know. Look, Aurora's never in the mix, never talks to the right people. And I think the problem is maybe what showed up in council. Maybe people have sussed you can't tell Aurora things.
Yeah.
Because maybe she'll spill. Maybe they've figured out, if you tell something to Aurora, everybody will know.
Yeah.
So don't talk to her.
And maybe she knows that as well, and she's happy with just being told what to vote on the night, just on the way in there.
Even in that tribal, no one, from what we could see, nobody talked to her except for Kelly, and that was 5 seconds.
Kelly, that's interesting though. Everyone else was over there.
Yeah.
Kelly, is that the smart move, trying to decipher the
I think-
information out of the Juliet
I
and
think it
Aurora.
was because think about it, like she knew
There's
Wardog
people
was
over
over
there.
there.
Yeah.
But she knew Wardog was over there, so she knew she was going to hear what the heck was going on over there.
Yeah, and
right?
she can determine
And she
between
stayed
these
over
two.
there and thought, "Look, well, I'm going to get as much information out of these guys
Yeah.
as I can." I think that was pretty smart. But yeah, so I don't know what Aurora's game is. I don't think Aurora knows what Aurora's game is.
I don't think she's playing Survivor. I think she feels like she's playing Big Brother on an island, and just,
Maybe, actually.
she's not playing Survivor. She doesn't understand Survivor.
No.
I also don't think Ron understands Survivor.
Well,
He had his mentality, which was the Wendell and
Calm,
Dom
strong. Calm,
strategy.
Yeah.
But he had no backup, had nothing else to do, and it's like, and when that all fell to pieces, he crumbled with it. He didn't try and do anything else.
Well, that's the mark of a good player, and we've always, well, as you pointed out with Kelly, like she's always played from the bottom, right? The mark of a good player is never how you're playing on top.
Oh, never.
Never. The mark of a good player is how you bounce back.
Yeah, and the people who have been playing on top have not been playing on top well.
No. And look at Julie and Ron; they both crumbled.
Yeah.
The only reason Julie was like,
Like,
she was on top.
and here's the thing, Joe shouldn't have gone home. The only reason Joe went home in that vote because he's dead set an idiot.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, Joe's one of my all-time faves. We know this. I love challenge people. I love them all the time. But as far as strategical goes, when you have them literally saying, we need to vote out Joe, and then you're okay with it,
Exactly.
and you nothing triggers anything, you deserve to have gone.
That's right.
That vote wasn't a great vote on their behalf. It was an easy vote, and Joe let that happen. Joe allowed himself to be voted out.
I think so, and as I said at the time, I thought it was a silly vote on their part.
Yeah, it's insanely silly.
Got them nothing.
Yeah.
Got them nothing.
All it's done now is a lot worse for their Karma Strong.
Exactly.
The Karma Strong's
That's
nothing.
right.
It's fractured. It's
The
fractured.
funny thing is, if they had voted out, let's just for the sake of argument say, whoever, like Kelly, let's say they voted out Kelly, they would have had somebody else. Joe would have still been voting with them.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Joe Collie would have still been voting with
being
them.
understanding, like, oh my God, we said we wanted to vote out Joe when he was standing next to us, and somehow he's still with us.
Yeah. Right?
This is a gold mine.
This is a gold mine, exactly.
Let's ride with
and what a
this.
shield.
Yeah.
If we ever need, if I ever start to take the heat, all I have to do is point at Joe and go, immunity challenge, Fred.
Yeah.
Massive challenge.
As
Fred,
soon as he loses one, he's out.
Yeah.
We know this.
That's it.
No one wants
Such
someone
an
who wins
easy
all
vote.
immunities, and he clearly isn't winning all immunities.
That's right.
He's not there anymore.
Exactly. So, but that's what I mean. It's such an easy vote.
Yep.
To keep in your pocket for down the line.
And it's also, on top of that, Joe feels so safe. So when
he's
it comes
so
to
safe,
immunities,
he's doing art.
Yeah, but when it comes to immunities, he's not there. He's mentally not 100% in it. Yes, he's doing he's going to be very good, but he doesn't care if he wins or loses.
No.
Because he feels safe.
That's right.
If he was in Kelly's position, if you put a Joe in a Kelly's position, he's going to fight. And he's probably going to win.
If he's feeling really safe, maybe he didn't give up immunity.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But he's if you put him at the bottom, he's going to fight harder.
Yeah.
You could have used that, kept him along, broken them up. That Karma 6.
Yeah.
But what's left of them? Who have we got? You got the names there. Who's left of that Karma 6? Because Aurora was the 7th.
Yeah.
So we've got Victoria.
We've still got Victoria, Aurora, Gavin, Julie, Ron, and that's it.
Aurora doesn't count.
No, very good.
So far, Eric's gone, Julie's gone.
Well, have a look at the tribe. Yeah, have a look at Extinction. Like, most of them are Karma.
So the 6, they've now lost 2.
Yeah.
Julie and Ron feel like nothing after they were backstabbed by their own tribe mate. Blindsided.
Yeah.
They were blindsided because they were foolish. So now building up with these 2, the 6 is now 2 groups of 2.
2, that's right.
Karma Strong is the weakest thing sitting there. When you've got Wardog, Kelly, Lauren, a group of 3.
Yep.
Rick and Dave are unfortunately they got rid of their idol, which,
I'm not too worried about
I'm not too worried about that. Like, I probably
it wasn't a clean idol.
But
like, what I mean is, you had to get it together.
Yeah, and that was a good time to think, well, because then you get to that situation where it's like, oh, it was definitely coming to me. Better play it for me and get it out. Before
Exactly.
we get to a situation where...
And look, you never know.
It's coming for Rick and I want it for me, or vice versa, or whatever. Or you split up.
I have no problem with Dave playing it, or Rick.
Neither do I. I actually thought Callie was going to, because like I said, in
she's
something
been really cagey with it. I'm like,
I think, well,
that's the last 2 episodes, I would, if I was in Callie's position, I would have been playing the idol.
This is the thing. This is someone who's played her idols many times, who's played from the bottom,
and she's got the
experience. She knows. She looks for certain things from people, and she's right. In that chaos, Aurora's been thrown out. Julie's been thrown out.
Yeah.
Her name's no longer being thrown out, so she can start to feel safe. And if she went
That's
there.
Right.
But in a chaotic moment, it's either everyone's gonna band together because there was a lot of fraction.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be so many numbers, so many names thrown out there. Who bloody knows? It's probably not playing your idol odds to its strongest.
Look, there's 9 people that voted for Julie. This is not an alliance.
Oh no, it's
right.
Not,
this is just a vote.
Yeah.
Right. Those groups still stand. Ron's with Julie.
Ron's with Julie. Callie and Callie and her two. Yeah. Dave and Rick. And
then you've got Gavin and Victoria.
Yeah, so there's a lot of 2s.
And then you've got Aurora.
And you've got a 3. So yeah, then you've got Aurora who's out there on her own, who's blows my mind how she's still out there on her own. She's been on her own since merge and hasn't done anything, and she's actively, happily stayed there.
Yeah.
She's legitimately stayed there.
The problem is, like, she made connection with Aubrey and Joe. They've both gone. She's done nothing to actually re-establish a connection with anybody, as far as I can see.
She's struggling. From what we see, she's struggling, but from what she says to us, she's actively playing that game. That's what she's doing that on purpose.
But look, I still think I think it's been craftily edited, because even during the tribal, right, we never heard Julie's name come up until the vote.
Oh yeah, but then we didn't hear a lot of stuff. There's a lot of
exactly.
whispers,
but what I mean is, I think they deliberately edited out how that vote came about.
The thing is, I reckon they deliberately edited Julie out in that tribal because it would have been so unanimous.
I know, exactly. That's what I mean. Well, 9 people vote for you, right?
Yeah, and that's like when they said,
look, 9 people vote. How is it that Aurora still ends up voting for Dave?
Yeah, because Callie was like, who voted for Dave?
Dave, right?
So to me, it's like they all knew they were all going to stack on Julie.
Yeah.
So that was worked out there, and it was a bit of a shock that Dave was.
And she understood, where the Callie vote came from. She knew who cast that vote, right? Yeah. The person who was going home.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So to me,
now let's talk about this vote a little bit further. I actually believe Wardog was probably the orchestrator here.
Nah, I give it to Rick. I give that credit to Rick.
I don't think so.
Why?
Rick stirred the pot, but the pot... No, Aurora started the pot stirring. Rick really just added a bit of fuel to it, right?
Yeah.
But in the stir up, like, that's what I mean. It was Wardog standing around the back there, right?
Wardog leaning over to Ron and
saying,
Ron
and everybody and pulling people in and
yeah.
going rah 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 rah. Yeah. And I think it was. I don't think maybe he's not come up with the name of Julia, right?
No.
But he's the one I think that's orchestrated to make sure everybody was on the same page.
And you know what? You got to give credit to Wardog.
Yeah, I am.
For the point of he wanted Aurora.
Yeah.
And through other actually stronger strategic brains.
Exactly.
Saying, why would you vote for Aurora? She's useless.
She's useless.
Wardog finally pulled back and let someone else make the name.
That's
make
what
the
I
call.
mean. Yeah.
Because that's not a Wardog thing. Wardog doesn't. No. We know he doesn't like anyone saying a different name. It's always his name or the highway.
That's right.
So you got to give him credit for that.
And I think he's him that's organised to have all this unanimous vote, well, not unanimous, but 9 people pulling together out of that crazy tribal. That's I think a real achievement, because we know if you see crazy tribals like that, normally 3 or 4 names come up.
What about
you see the vote fractured?
Because I think Rick just brought himself back into the game. Because I also backing up. Sorry, and I know this episode is so heavily tribal based, but I also want to back up and I love that moment between Dave and Rick. When they came together again and went, look, I just didn't agree with what you wanted to do there.
Oh, no,
we're still tight. I thought that was great. That relationship hadn't been broken or disrupted at all from a misjudgment on Rick's behalf.
This is actually, they've almost hit something I've always wanted to see in Survivor. A power couple together, but they're on different sides.
Yeah.
That way they get all the information.
They play their own game.
They play their own games, but they're together. But they're from the different sides. They know they're not with these people, but they keep acting like they're on the different sides to try and figure out where they're going.
Yeah, they're not actually actually doing that.
That's
but
right.
the fact that they had different agreements last tribal that worked out very poorly for Rick. But to come back and to know I don't hate you.
Yeah.
I know I probably made the wrong decision. I should have probably stuck with you, but let's keep working together because that's what we do. I trust you and you trust me.
I think what's interesting in this tribal is like you've got Julia, Gavin, and Vic.
Yes.
Right? You had Ron and Julie. Okay, they were broken.
Yeah, they were easy pulls, but they should have been pulled earlier. They should have been pulled before this tribal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if they were smart, maybe they should have recruited Aurora.
Oh, yeah.
No, what I mean is like at least
Everyone
get themselves back to a 3, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got Kelly, Lauren, and Wardog, and then you got Dave and Rick, right? These are like what's interesting here is that there are normally when you get one. Normally, you only have one power couple in a tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a power couple. Let's get split them up.
Yeah.
But here it's interesting. You got all these voting blocks that are just almost as powerful as each other, trying to figure out who should lose one.
Well, no one actually has any power because this was the thing. Julia, Victoria, Gavin are the power 3.
Yeah.
Thought they were just like Ron and Eric thought they were the power couple in control.
Yeah.
But Julia starts to go, well, there's another power 3.
And that's what I'm talking about.
And this is where you get, we've got to go for this one, and they're going to come for it. Like
exactly.
This is where you get a Dave mentality and a Dave and a Zeke mentality. Where it's like, I can't get him this time. Who can I get? Yeah. Where they were both going for each other, but knew that this is the same situation. We've got 3-3 clashing heads.
That's it.
You can't get each other.
No.
Get someone else. Get one of the numbers out.
That's right. Yeah.
Get one of you. Like you could have gone a Wardog earlier on. Could have opted to go for an Aurora, pulling in some of the others. Like start to whittle their numbers down a little bit.
That's right.
Whittle their numbers down.
Yeah.
So it's such a strange.
It's kind of it's developing into a strange little season here where you've got these little camps who are banding together just for that vote.
And they're only banding together because they're so dysfunctional.
Exactly.
Like, this whole Karma Strong thing has fallen apart, which has led for too many little power places that now it's just like, I have to attach myself to these people today. Yeah. It's back to that, whenever we had, I can't remember that season, the voting block season where it's so fluid. But not because it's a different style game. That voting block, when the voting blocks came about, was
again,
different.
Comes out of the naivety of Karma never going to tribal beforehand. Yeah. That's why they're getting these blocks.
I want to tap into Victoria for 2 seconds.
The quiet one.
But Rick says there's 7 of us, which now means, so the 7, because we've obviously got the 4 there, Gavin and Victoria aren't part of that.
Of which?
The 7. Gavin and Victoria were part of the Julia and Aurora. They were not part of that. When Rick said, there's 7 of us and 4 of them, let's just vote one of them. Let's just band together. Victoria wasn't part. Victoria and Gavin, not part of that. Their plan is once again falling to shreds.
I don't think Gavin and Victoria's plans fallen to shreds at all.
Well, Gavin and Victoria were with Julia. They were
but they've turned on her.
No, this is what I want to get to. You're jumping ahead of me.
Sorry.
In that moment when all the chaos started interrupting, Victoria quietly stood up and brought herself in to work out what was happening.
Yeah.
I think that's a really clever little move. To realise this ship is sinking.
Oh no! Look,
get rid of dead weight. Julia's dead weight, and she went and immersed herself in that. Gavin but it started with Victoria getting up. Then Gavin came in as well.
Well, they all came in.
They all came in, but what would you do? You wouldn't do anything else.
But that's why I think Gavin and Julie Gary and Victoria done a smart thing here. However Julie's name's come up, she's realised that Ron, Julie, because Julie, look at Julie during that, she was just like, I don't care, I'm not with you guys, I'm with these guys. It was actually it was Rick from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not voting with you, I'm voting with these guys. Remember, she even went and sat with them, right? So we know Ron and Julia are as a couple, right, at the moment. Yeah. They're going to vote. He had no choice but to go with Julia at that stage. So that gives Wardog and Kelly, or Wardog specifically, some move to. So however Julie's, I think Gavin And Vic had just stood there and gone,
yeah, we're out of this. This is not good for us.
This is not good for his
in the moment, made that decision and actively chose to go over there and build and find out what's going on.
Exactly.
Whereas Julia and Aurora sat there. Or is that credit to Callie for keeping them there?
I don't know. It's an interesting... I don't know.
Because that's a clever move by Callie as well. Be like, oh yeah, we'll just throw it over
By
here.
the time Julia gets over there was already a crowd of like 7 people there.
Yeah.
Right? By the time she gets there, then she
late.
starts...
You're on the outs. You're trying to get in.
Yeah, and then she starts kind of arguing with them, right?
Yeah, come on, let's get back to what we were doing. Not
right?
It's gone. That ship
boat,
sailed.
That boat sailed by the time she got over there. And Callie sat there, keeping Aurora and Julia there. So I don't know if it's just good play on Callie's part, like good instincts.
Good instincts for keeping them two separated.
Yeah, well,
a potential that we want. If it was Aurora, I want Aurora seated. Yeah. If it is either of them, I don't want them over there.
That's right, exactly.
It could have been amazing. It could have been amazing little.
But I think there's a lot of that tribal that would have been amazing if we had seen it.
Oh, I would love to watch that full tribal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would love them to release full unedited tribals.
A 3-hour tribal, but that was what. Yeah, normally I wouldn't, but this one I would watch.
And the funny thing is, this tribal wasn't like holy shit for me. I was just. Because it wasn't amazing, like blindside wise or idle play.
Oh, I was really surprised that Julia got went.
Yeah. Oh, were you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
No, I was really surprised that Julia's name came up.
Who did you think was going to go?
Callie.
You're kidding.
No. Seriously.
In all that, Julia was the only option. That's why I wasn't surprised.
No, I was like, I didn't know who was actually going to go. I thought Callie was still a fair chance, right? I didn't think Dave was at that stage. Right? I think Dave's name had been taken off at that stage, right?
Yeah.
But I thought, because what can happen in that thing is if 3 or 4 people are like, we want to get rid of Callie, right? If they stick to their guns in a chaotic situation like that, you usually find other people going with it, not because it's a good plan, but because it's just the plan.
To me, there was no one else going.
No.
Even though her name wasn't mentioned, there was not a single bit of shock that I'm like, oh, it's Julia. Nah. As soon as she started talking, as soon as she started to play that, guys, she started to get all defensive and how everyone turned on her. That was a no-brainer to me.
No, I didn't think so. But anyway, I didn't know who was going, but I thought I was worried it was Callie, but I didn't think it was Julia. But now we get to the point though, karma's pretty much fractured. Even if they get together,
there's no karma.
That's what I mean. But even if they get together at this stage, unless somebody comes back in from Extinction, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the numbers anymore.
No. Right? There's no karma. They can't do it. There's too much. There's too much division. You've got 5 of them. It's 5-5, yeah?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, 5-5?
5 Lesu. Well, a 3 and a 2 of Lesu.
Yeah.
Right?
And a 2 and a 2 and a 1.
And the Aurora's the 1. So.
Aurora's the 1. So it's like they're not strong enough.
Even if they all banded together, they still need somebody from Lesu.
They would need to, say, a Victoria or a Gavin, who are probably the only ones who currently are level-headed at the moment, need to band together with either the 3 or the 2.
Exactly.
To make a move against their old karma, to then get in with them, to then strike on a Lesu.
That's right.
Like what Ron and Eric tried to do at the start with taking them on. It's too early to strike on a Lesu next week, I believe. Too early to take one strike. You're not going to pull the numbers. Unless Dave and Callie go head to head.
Well, the danger is a karma comes back in, and I think next week. I don't know. I only watch the votes. I didn't watch what's happening next week, right? I don't know.
I watched next week. The next week is before the votes are read.
I skipped.
You skip out. Okay.
But, I don't know if...
I don't think there is. I don't think they're coming back in. Because we haven't seen them go get a disadvantage yet. They're still
getting lower and lower. And whoever comes back in is going to come into a...
I think next week we'll see Extinction get their next little clue.
Oh, okay.
And go off and who's going to win the disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I think we need to see that before they're even going to come back.
Yeah. Okay, good point.
We're probably two maybe 3 weeks away from that Extinction.
But one interesting matchup here is Gavin and Victoria and Rick and Dave.
Yeah.
And that would actually give them the power because Wardog, Callie and Lauren are 3.
Yeah.
And then there's Aurora by herself and Julie and Ryan. Yeah. And that gives them a lot of options to pull people in.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we're just going to see the 3 versus the 2 Lesus trying to pull as many who they can pull in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I believe.
But I think Rick and Dave would be more happy to go with Gavin and Victoria than with Kelly, Lauren, and Wardog because there's 3 of them.
Yeah, but do you reckon they'd want to go one more and then start to try and break the 3?
I don't know. I think next week Dave would be I think Dave and Rick would want to try and break the Lesu 3.
Yeah.
Right. I think because it just makes sense at this stage because all the 3s are gone except for that one.
Yes.
Break it now, and then it's just a 2-2-2 situation.
Yeah. But maybe the 2-2-2 situation isn't. The 3 being an odd number is good for advantages.
It is, but you don't really want to let it get to 7.
Because I mean, you've got the thing. Well, that's
3 at 7 is really dangerous.
Yeah, it's true, but Aurora on her own is just useless. Like,
well, no, but she's still.
Who's she going? She's a vote, but I don't know where she's going.
The funny thing is, with the way Aurora keeps voting, I think it's. I don't know why, but I think she's just going to vote with Ron and Julie.
But she didn't. She'll vote. What about Gavin and Victoria?
Well, she might did vote Kelly.
Which was the original plan.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. I don't know why she kept. She voted Dave.
Yeah, to me, the original plan would have been, for what I think, they would have split Kelly and Dave.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I don't know. Look, but I think Dave and Rick would be happy to get rid of one of the Lesu. I think. At this stage.
I think one more week. I think they need one more.
Yeah, but we always see this where we know they need one more week to get rid of one more karma to make it work.
To make it work.
But it always happens that they think, no, now's the time.
Now's the time. It's funny because it gets earlier and earlier.
Exactly.
Now's the time. No, one more week. But then if I leave it one more, well, how do you know? You never really know. Which leads me to where we think who's going to make it to the end here.
It is really up in the air. I can't call it.
Let's chuck a top 5 down.
I couldn't even do top 5 at this
stage. You couldn't?
Really, no. One of the things I will say, though, it's a testament to returnees, right? That two really good players, two really good players in Kelly and Dave are still there.
Yeah.
Despite having their names come up nearly every episode.
Despite having people want to get... Having every other tribe people want to get rid of the returnees.
Exactly.
They've still managed to stick around.
I got to credit them. Like, I didn't think they would last this long.
Yeah.
But this is the 3rd vote after merge. They're still there.
I'm going to chuck a top 5 out.
Oh, God. Go ahead.
Rick, Dave, Lauren, Kelly, Victoria.
Kelly won't be in there.
I reckon she will. I reckon she'll play her idols.
Look,
she'll play her idols to strength and get her through. Lauren and Kelly both have an idol. I think that brings them. I reckon that helps them more.
Oh, it does help. Don't get me wrong, but I think the problem is, to be honest, I think I would like to see Wardog make final 3.
Get out of it! You'd like to see. You've been anti-Wardog for 7 weeks. How can you turn around and make?
His brain is actually working. He's used to the challenge, but his brain is pretty good.
I think they, and because of that, I think they'll target Wardog before they target Kelly and Lauren.
No, that's what I think. This is why.
And Kelly and Lauren have a backup, whereas he has no backup.
No, this is where I think you got you're right, but it's around the other way. I think Wardog's standing behind Kelly. I think he understands as long as he's got Kelly around, right? He will not be targeted. And
that's and this is something we talk about all the time.
Exactly.
You can pick a really good shield.
Exactly. And he's standing behind Kelly.
He's standing behind a very good shield.
And he knows because he's heard her name come up every bloody vote. Yeah. If he wanted to, all he would have to do is say, oh, she's got an idol.
Does he know?
No, I don't know. But all he has to do is say, oh, Kelly should go. Yeah. And he knows that everybody's going to go, yes, Kelly should go.
Yeah. Right? He's got a good shield in Kelly because Kelly is a dangerous player.
Very dangerous, right?
Whereas, say, Dave doesn't come off as a strong shield like a Kelly does.
That's right, exactly. Dave's very much more, hey, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't have that... I guess the thing is Kelly's been on the bottom and played from the bottom and done very, very well on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes her dangerous.
Very.
The sneaky strategic brain of Dave isn't as scary as someone who is more in the eye.
Exactly. And look, that's what I was going to say. I think Dave could make it to 3.
I'm not locking down my 3. I have locked them down as a final 5,
and
I believe Joe will come back in.
All I'm saying is
my predictions
on their gameplay, who I believe could make it.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what I mean. Like, even though I'm saying I don't think Kelly can make it, right? Because she's such a big target, she's still there, and she's had her name every tribal, and Kelly's been to every tribal.
Yeah. And she's had an idol.
Like if you think about it, every tribal before merge, she was in that, and then she's had 3 since merge, and her name has come up every one.
And
except maybe Reem.
Except
for maybe the Reem vote, the very first.
Oh, yeah, the past 2.
Yeah.
The past 2, she's had a bit more. Don't I play my idol?
Oh yeah.
She's last week was like, I'm going to see how it goes, but it's there if I need it. This week was like, shit, I'm playing it tonight until the chaos happened. But we've also had her say, like she said last week, if we have to play our idols, we got to go out and find them again.
Yeah.
So I believe Kelly's in a place where I think she's. Yeah, I'm keeping that as my top 5 at the moment with an outside 7 of a Joe and Wardog.
But I think Gavin and Vic, from what I've seen, it's a pretty quiet game, but I think they're playing a very solid game.
They're playing a smart, quiet game.
Exactly.
Like, they're moving when they need to move. They never take the heat. They let Julia take the heat. They were with Julia all that time. They let Julia dictate those votes.
That's right.
Last week, Julia said A, B, and C, and they're like, yep, we're with you. This week, Julia just blew her own game up at Tribal, and they ditched her instantly, where they could have, if they'd stuck strong with her, would have been terrible. Would have been like where Aurora is sitting right now.
I would not be surprised to see Gavin and Vic in the final 3.
I wouldn't be. Neither would I. I just think the lesser have more power and will split them up. But I do agree. Like, I don't think Ron's making it, Julie's making it.
They're
like,
not making it.
Ron, even though Ron's got an idol, Ron's plays poorly at the bottom at the moment. Whereas you've seen, and there's been stuff, Victoria has been, we've seen snippets of her other than the first 2 episodes when I didn't see her at all. She has had snippets of, her talk's always been strategic.
Yeah, and she's never actually said, even though, and this is the other thing, even though Gavin said, I've grown close to Kelly and I like her, right? He had no problem, right? Like, he was going to write her name down.
Yeah.
Right? So Victoria and Gavin are both playing the game where it's like, and Julia was part of their 3, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, see, I'd be, if anything,
she's not playing favourites, are they?
No. So part of me, if I had to swap out, I'd be swapping out a Dave over Rick. I think Dave would go before Rick. If I had to bring Gavin back in to my 5. I don't think
Rick could make it without Dave, though.
I think Rick. No. I think Rick's getting a lot of airtime.
He'll be a fan favourite. He ain't gonna make it.
I think he's getting there. I think Rick's getting there. He's also.
Oh, you think he is going to make it?
I think he could make it to finals.
No, I don't.
I'm 100% locking him in my top 5.
No, I wouldn't put him in.
I would remove if
I would put him there.
My
if
top 5
was there.
My top 5's there. I'd keep Lauren and Kelly. I'd remove Dave and put Gavin in if Gavin and Victoria can do something. But if not, I think Gavin goes before Victoria.
I don't know.
I think Victoria's a little bit clever, like a little bit more switched on than Gavin.
I don't know, but that's what I mean. It's great because we're actually down to 9 players at the moment, right? And it's still very fluid. A lot of the seasons we complain about how it's just the big dominant group and they're going to vote.
Well, there's no dominant group.
That's what I mean. It's been, and that's the credit to I think the Karma players a little bit because they've been willing. Some of them have been willing to swap to get their game ahead.
It's also because of the Karma play. It's both a credit and a disservice.
But what I mean is there's some of the players in there like Julia and Gavin and Victoria have been willing to sit there and go, where's my game going? I don't see me advancing with this Karma strong, so flip. They didn't really... And
that was a great move.
Exactly.
That was great to do that.
That's right.
However, as in Survivor is very similar to a game of chess.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not one move at a time. You need to have multiple moves in play. And I don't think they had thought further. I didn't think they thought of what's the next move after we do this.
Look, I guess if you're coming down to that side, I think, Kelly, Lauren and Wardog, specifically Wardog from what I've seen, right, is the one thinking ahead.
Yeah. And to Dave. Rick
Dave may be thinking ahead, but Dave's never marshaled the troops.
No, Dave doesn't have the army.
Exactly, that's what I mean. When he was against Zeke, he did.
He did. He had. It was half.
So that's why I mean, I know Dave's capable, but he just hasn't had the. He's got to do it vote to vote.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know. Because he's with Rick, and that's it. He really doesn't know where he's going to fall.
However, it's a strong alliance, and we do say you want that one that
Absolutely.
you can trust. I mean, Lauren and Kelly are that.
That's why I think
Wardog's expendable for Lauren and Kelly.
That's why I think one of the lessons is going to go home because I think Rick and Dave are going to sit there and go and team up with Gavin and Vic and go, look, there's a threesome.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of one of these
Yeah,
three.
and to me, if it is one of those, it's Wardog.
I think it'll be Callie because Wardog will play. I think he's played his cards really well lately.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it just makes sense. Why would you pick Wardog over Callie? Because Callie's name keeps coming up.
Callie's name does keep coming up, but Wardog is more vocal, and Wardog is more playing harder than on the external than a Callie, and a harder player becomes a more threatening player.
But he is playing in the group though when it comes to talking to people, right? He's not actually sitting there, as we've seen him do with Callie and Laurie, he's not sitting there going, vote for. He's talking within the group and discussing what to do, and he's talking to
everyone.
Exactly.
He's getting them sitting there at the beach. He's talking to them, which it can come back and bite him, man.
Oh, it can, but I think he's playing a very good game, and I don't think, this is the thing, his name's maybe come up once, I think. Once,
yeah.
Right?
I feel if I was there, like even in that, like Rick put that out there.
Let's put it this way. Last week, we had people saying it's the Eric and Ron show, right? And people agreed.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say it's the Wardog show.
Wait.
No, I reckon it gets harder to hide the smaller it gets.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and it has been the Wardog show for a while. This is why credit to Wardog for not continuing to push Aurora.
Yeah.
Credit to him there, but I just think, you know, Rick goes out and says, there's 7 of us, what if we band together? Yeah. Wardog says, let's do it, let's vote Aurora.
Yeah. Not,
what if he's right, Rick's got a point, what should we do, who do you want to vote out? We'll wait.
No, but I mean, you know.
He does throw out a name.
Rick presents an opportunity, and like it, I would have done the same thing. I would have leapt on that opportunity.
And he did, yeah.
And he leapt on it, and it made it work. Right?
Yeah.
And that's.
But it also puts him ahead of other people who didn't, like a Callie who was a bit more reserved, a Dave who was a bit more reserved, a Rick who just put the idea out. Wardog attacked that idea, which is great. Very, very awesome.
Rick's going to wear that one.
Nah.
Not Wardog. Rick's going to be.
I don't think there's anything to wear though.
No. That's what I mean. But what I mean is, Wardog's not going to be picked for that. He's not going to. He hasn't stuck his hand up and go, look at me.
No.
People like Ron and Julie were just grateful that it wasn't them, and they were like, as long as we don't have to vote with these people, you know, we'll vote with them, and that's what I mean. Once Rick threw, I think what Rick did, and this is why Rick picked a really good moment to do what he did, which was you know, to basically throw the blanket back and go, this is what's really happening. Right?
Yeah, you don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on.
And he opened the game up.
Let's all play together and vote them out.
And he opened the game up.
Yeah, let's make it safe. It was a safe vote. Let's just stick together and pick on the people who
That's a great strategy once. You don't want to be doing that every tribe.
That's the first time that's happened in 38 seasons.
But what I mean is, sometimes it's really good to clear the air and just go, look, this is what's going on, and blow all the cobwebs away and get all the strategies in one go. But you don't want to do it all the time.
No, you definitely don't. And I just don't think, like, I think Rick's personality isn't as jarring as, say, a Wardog's personality. And I think...
Oh, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Nobody's picking on Wardog. Nobody's saying, oh, Wardog's hard to get along with it.
Apart from Rick.
Well, apart from Callie and Lauren. And that was that one time when he was like, we're going to do this, right?
Yeah. So I think Wardog would be first.
Although
I don't think they should be switching to Lesser yet. I think it should be one more Karma.
Well,
for the Karmas that want to stay in the game.
If Dave and Rick are thinking clearly, they've got to realise that most of the people on Extinction are Karma. Mm-hmm. There's an Eric there. There's an we got fun out, but you know what I mean. Like there's apart from Reem, there's no other Lessers, right? So they've got to just on numbers alone, they've got to think a Karma's coming back in, and the other thing they've got to think is what if it's Eric?
Yeah.
Right. If Eric comes back, Julie and Ron and Eric are suddenly a thing again.
Yeah.
That's a threesome.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that, right? Yeah. And that's why they need to get rid of one more Karma.
Yeah.
But if they're not thinking that far ahead, I reckon Alessi's going.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's us, I guess.
That's it.
All right, that was a big ramble on a tribal there for us. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you've got a top 5, chuck it down the bottom.
Yeah, right.
If you can put something together, I have. Jack has not.
Anyway.
It's tough.
It is very tough. Okay.
All right, Robin.
Jack.
We're the Inwits.
See you next week.